America isn't capitalist, it's controlled. The lie of capitalism in America, who it really serves, and how to beat it. What if I told you that capitalism in America died decades ago? What if the system you think rewards hard work actually punishes it while handing trillion-dollar handouts to the people who need them least? Here's a truth that will make your blood boil. While you're told to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, the Federal Reserve has printed over $15 trillion since 2008 to bail out banks, corporations, and billionaires. That's not capitalism. That's socialism for the rich and brutal capitalism for everyone else. And today, I'm going to expose exactly how this rigged game works, who's really pulling the strings, and most importantly, how you can beat them at their own game. This is Luxona, where millionaires are made, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why your financial freedom depends on seeing through the greatest lie ever told to the American people. But first, let me tell you about something that's going to change your entire approach to building wealth. I'm putting together the Luxona Vault, an exclusive membership where I'll take you behind the scenes of everything I've learned about money, investing, and building real wealth. This isn't just surface-level content. We're talking deep dives into tax strategies, investment masterclasses, insider knowledge about how the wealthy really operate, and step-by-step programs that will transform your financial future. The people who get early access are going to have a massive advantage. More details coming soon, but for now, let's destroy some myths about how America really works. Here's what they don't want you to know. America hasn't been a free market capitalist system for over a century. It's a two-tier system where the rules are completely different depending on your bank account. For the bottom 99%, it's sink or swim capitalism. Work harder, save more, take personal responsibility, bootstrap your way to success. But for the top 0.1%, it's pure socialism. Government bailouts, Federal Reserve money printing, tax loopholes, subsidies, and guaranteed profits. Let me give you some examples that will make this crystal clear. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, who got bailed out? The banks that caused the crisis. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. They received hundreds of billions in direct bailouts and trillions more in Federal Reserve support. Did you get a bailout when your house was foreclosed? Did small businesses get trillion-dollar rescue packages? You got told it was your fault for taking on too much debt. But when COVID hit in 2020, guess what happened again? The Federal Reserve printed more money in 6 months than in the previous century combined. Where did that money go? Straight to asset prices. Stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities. The wealthy saw their net worth explode, while regular Americans lost jobs, businesses, and savings. The Paycheck Protection Program was supposed to help small businesses. Instead, massive corporations got billions, while mom-and-pop shops went bankrupt. Tom Brady's company got a PPP loan. Kanye West got millions. Harvard University, with a $40 billion endowment, took pandemic relief money. This is socialism for the rich disguised as capitalism for everyone else. But here's where it gets even more insidious. The people running this system aren't even the billionaires you see on TV. This isn't about Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. This is about the institutions that control the flow of money itself. The Federal Reserve, which is a private banking cartel. BlackRock, which manages over $10 trillion in assets. Vanguard and State Street, which own pieces of every major corporation. The Treasury Department, which rotates executives between Wall Street and government. Elite universities like Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. which serve as training grounds for this system. These institutions don't care about left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. They care about maintaining their control over the money supply. And here's the part that should terrify you. They've convinced regular Americans to fight each other while they rob everyone blind. While you're arguing about minimum wage, they're printing trillions. While you're debating healthcare, they're buying up entire industries. While you're worried about your credit score, they're getting 0% interest loans from the Federal Reserve. Have you ever wondered why housing prices keep going up, even when wages stay flat? Have you ever asked yourself why college costs more every year, while the education gets worse? Have you ever questioned why your savings account pays you nothing while banks profit from your deposits? It's not an accident. It's the system working exactly as designed. But here's what gives me hope. And here's what should give you hope too. You can beat this system. You don't have to be a victim of it. The same tools they use to get rich are available to you. You just need to understand how the game really works. First, stop playing by their rules. They want you in debt because debt makes you controllable. They want you in cash because inflation destroys cash. They want you scared because scared people don't take risks. But what if you did the opposite? What if you got completely out of debt and stayed debt-free? What if you bought assets instead of liabilities? What if you invested in things that go up when they print money? What if you stopped waiting for permission and started building wealth today? Here's the truth about wealth building that no one wants to tell you. It's not about working harder at your job. It's not about saving more money in a bank account. It's not about following financial advice from people who work for the system. Real wealth comes from owning assets that produce income. Real wealth comes from understanding how money flows. Real wealth comes from positioning yourself on the right side of inflation, not the wrong side. When the Federal Reserve prints trillions of dollars, asset prices go up. Stocks go up, real estate goes up, commodities go up. If you own these assets, you get richer. If you don't own them, you get poorer. It's that simple. The wealthy understand this instinctively. That's why they borrow money at low interest rates to buy income-producing assets. That's why they never hold cash long-term. That's why they own businesses, real estate, stocks, and hard assets. They're not smarter than you. They just understand the game better. But now, you're starting to understand it too. So what does beating the system actually look like? First, educate yourself about money and investing. Not from financial advisors who work for banks. Not from mainstream media that's funded by Wall Street. From people who've actually built wealth and understand how the system works. Second, get out of debt as fast as possible. Every dollar of debt is a dollar working against you. Every dollar of debt makes you dependent on the system. Financial freedom starts with debt freedom. Third, start buying assets immediately, even if it's just $20 a week in index funds, even if it's a small piece of real estate, even if it's learning a skill that produces income. The key is to start owning things instead of just consuming things. Fourth, develop multiple streams of income. Your job is not your security. Your boss is not your security. The government is not your security. Your ability to create value for other people is your only real security. Fifth, think like an owner, not an employee. Employees trade time for money. Owners make money work for them. Employees worry about job security. Owners create their own security. The mindset shift from employee to owner is the most important transformation you can make. And finally, stop waiting for someone else to fix the system. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as intended. Your job isn't to fix it. Your job is to understand it and use it to your advantage. The people who built this system didn't do it by accident. They did it by understanding money, power, and human psychology better than anyone else. But their knowledge isn't secret. Their strategies aren't hidden. Their tools aren't exclusive. You can learn what they know. You can use what they use. You can build what they built, not by cheating or stealing or exploiting people, but by understanding how wealth is really created and taking action. This is your wake-up call. This is your moment to stop being a victim of the system and start being a master of it. The lie of capitalism in America is that it doesn't exist for most people. But the truth about wealth building is that it exists for anyone willing to learn and act. The question isn't whether you can beat the system. The question is whether you will. Your financial freedom depends on your answer to that question. And your answer starts right now. This is Luxona, where millionaires are made. Subscribe if this opened your eyes. Share it if you think others need to see it. And remember, the system only wins if you let it. Don't let it.